With what we started, you said about the 11 package of sanction and its long-term perspective of effectiveness of all the packages that were implemented before. But as I understand, the long-term perspective is a disaster for Russia. That's true. It's understandable from what we just discussed with you. But for Ukraine, it is just catastrophic. Absolutely catastrophic. And my question is, what else can collective West do to stop Putin as soon as it's possible, as soon as it's in time still? I mean, do you see that the West switched to a military economy too to help Ukraine to stop the war as soon as possible?
The funny thing about the U.S., so the West is increasing their military production.
Shortly,
but
please.
The capacity... But the capacity of the West is tremendously higher. The West has the resources, labor force, know-how, and technology. The equipment that is given to Ukrainians and is making a huge difference on the battlefield, like HIMARS, for example, that's not new military equipment. The U.S. and the Western capabilities, quality of the equipment is just so much better than Russian. So I think what I'm saying is that the Western countries saying that they're switching to military, economy or increasing the participation, they're talking about fairly incremental changes to their economy. So in other words, they're essentially saying, we will do things the way we did and try to find resources to increase our military spending. Russia is trying to basically change their economy completely. The West is not going to feel it. The Russia is going to feel it. Because remember, it's Russia trying to match the expenditures or the increase in military production in the West. And there also, a lot of the equipment that's coming to Ukraine is coming from the stockpiles. So that doesn't have an immediate effect. So, of course, the countries will be producing to replace the missings for the stockpile. But I just think that when we say, shifting to the military or whatever war economy, it's very different from Russia than it is for the West. But to your question, what needs to be done? I'm going to emphasize again, the oil revenues have to be targeted consistently and persistently, and we can do more. But the second thing is, I don't understand personally, why does it take so long for the rest of the world to understand that Russia is a real danger? And if Ukrainians did not stand up on the first days of this full-scale invasion, the Russia would be in Moldova. They would be knocking on the doors of NATO, and they would not care. And I think the same thing in Central Asia. So I think the West has to give Ukraine all it needs to resist and to defeat Russia as soon as they can, just because then we can switch to the long-run recovery and the long-run effect of sanctions and have that prevent Russia from doing it in the future. But in the short run, Russia just has to be stopped because, they came
It
to
might
Ukraine,
be catastrophic, not for Ukraine, but for the whole continent, for example.
Absolutely.
Just to start the continent. So.